Shrunken Heads. Coming this October to video stores everywhere.
This movie starts out like a coming-of-age kids film. There's these, young, early teen lads, friends, and they're being harassed by some kind of greaser gang.
Then lads.
Hardcore mafia. And there's a question of the one lad, his love interest, also being the love interest of one of these gangster guys. And that causes some kind of dispute. And culminates in all three of the lads getting gunned down out on the street. And they have their funeral. So keep in mind, up to this point, it's very much has like it seems to be targeted towards kids. Like the music behind it, the whimsical music, and just like the age of the protagonists and all of that just seemed to equal like, okay, this is, young adult crowd movie at best. But then these kids get gunned down. And there's a funeral, a triple funeral for them. And then their friend,
all three of them,
goes into the funeral home. He saws off their fucking heads, puts their heads in a vat, and then he starts performing this black magic ritual on them to bring their heads back to life after they become these shrunken heads. And then their shrunken heads are imbued with these powers. The one is like, has the power of electricity. The other is like, becomes like a vampire head. And the third one, the black kid, his power is they give him a fucking switchblade that he can hold in his mouth. And their heads kind of fly around and get revenge and shit. And, they're going after the greaser gang, and the one goes smashing through a windshield while the one's driving and embeds himself in the guy's throat. And, I don't know who this was for ultimately by the end. There was some uncomfortable scenes too, if you're considering the age of the protagonists and the love interest. And it, again, showing us how the 90s were a different time. But
it was weird.
This wasn't an entirely low budget film, and they did quite a bit, in the way of cheap ass special effects with the flying severed heads. And they even seemed to leave it open to the idea that they might do a sequel.
Really?
They seem to be implying that at the end. I think they had to, like, it was like they were the new superhero team of the three shrunken heads. And I think he still had the love of his love interest, but he's the shrunken head at that point. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that relationship can really work.
the hubris to think this would take off to a sequel.
Yeah. I mean, that's at least the impression I got was that they left it open that this would have a sequel, but maybe that's not what they were suggesting.
Oh no, they definitely were. Yeah, they were leaving it open.
Oh.
They were like, once this money rolls in.
This one was just so weird that it ended up, I think, being a good movie. It started out a little slow too. I think we're a good like half hour in before shit really gets wacky in this. But once it gets wacky, it doesn't turn around.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.